I've done probably 500 to 1,000 hours of Musty Flicks. I've played against Jaxie, TX, and many freestylers. I'm going to tell you everything I've learned from all of these hours and share them with you in this video. And here's some examples of my best Musty Flicks. So starting off, I'm going to give you 3 different bits of advice. I'm going to tell you how to train them. I'm going to tell you how to Musty Flick. And I'm also going to tell you the mistakes people have, and this is very important, and how to fix those mistakes. And if you can already Musty Flick a bit, I would still recommend you to watch the how to Musty Flick section. I've got highlights down below, like timestamps all through my video on these different sections. So just check them all out and let me know what you like and what you don't like. So starting off with how to train them. This is the training pack that I use. It's called Freestyle Training Pack, and this is the code. And I would go on to shot number 4 on this pack. This is how I've always trained them. I've always trained them from this setup. I found this really, really nice. There are other ways to train them, and I will tell you, so you can kind of experiment and see which ones you like the most. You can either do it from that shot there. You can train them from the ceiling like this. Get a touch on the ball and then Musty Flick there. Get the double touch or miss the double touch. But you can also, I've not got backsmod on at the moment, but if you've got backsmod, you can put unlimited flips on. And these unlimited flips, they let you air dribble and then get the Musty Flick instead of going from the ceiling or going from this setup. But I always have done this setup to improve my Musty Flicks, and I've liked it a lot. This means that my air dribbling is good, my turtle air dribble is good. I think this helps me a lot with many different mechanics, but I would also really recommend you to do ceiling musties as well. But all you need to do is just go from this post here. That makes you get the flip reset. This might be too advanced for a lot of people. I'm not really sure what the level everyone is at watching this video, but if you aren't good enough to do that, I would recommend just doing it from the ceiling and practicing them a lot from the ceiling instead. Or you could also do from the flip reset, but I've always thought either from that setup or from the ceiling, because I think a flip reset kind of sets up your musty for you, and when you need to set up the musty to improve, if you know what I mean. Like if I did a flip reset quickly, this is going to be the last example, but if I did a flip reset here, I'm already set up to do the Musty Flick and I don't really need to do much. So it's important to do a setup where you're actually setting up the musty yourself, so you know the distance away from the Musty Flick and stuff like that. So that's how to train them. And what I'd do is I'd train every single day for like 15 to 30 minutes. That's really important to do that. And I'm going to now show you how to do the Musty Flick. So as always, I showed you the training pack before, but I'll show it again. I'm using this training pack here. And now how to do the Musty Flick. So there's 3 or 4 main areas for the Musty Flick to do it like that. So first thing I will say, if you want height on the Musty Flick, go more below the ball, so around here. And that lets you get the double touch. And if you want to just score the Musty Flick normally, you want to be more above the ball, like here. And that makes the Musty Flick go downwards towards the ground. And of course, if you want more power, then you want to be more in line with the musty, like here. And that kind of sums up how to get height. To be doing double touches and to get loads of height, you want to be below the ball. To get loads of speed and get the ball in a straight line, you want it to be in the middle of the ball. And if you want to musty downwards to the floor or to the goal, you want to be on top of the ball of your car. And that's really important. But you're probably thinking, I know this, but my musties are just rubbish. They probably look like this. The most important thing there is the setup. You want to hit the ball really high up. It's really important when you Musty Flick, the ball isn't moving downwards really quickly. For example, here I'm leaving it too long and the ball's moving downwards. You do not want to do that. You want the ball to be stationary in the air and you want to musty pretty quickly. This is why I always get a touch on the ball before I musty. This not only sets up my musty well, it also hits the ball a bit higher in the sky like this. I mean, that was a bad example, but it kind of sets up my musty really well, and that's what I always do. So now I'm going to tell you another thing. You want your car and ball to be a perfect distance away from each other. If the car and ball is too close, it will hit off the back of your car. I'll talk about this more in my next bit of my timestamp, but I will cover it quickly now. If you musty flick and this happens, that means that you're too close to the ball. If it hits the back of your car, that means you're too close to the ball, just like this. That means you're too close to the ball. And if this happens here, when it hits the front of your car, that means that you're too far away from the ball. So you just want to keep readjusting and readjusting every single shot until your musty flick's in a perfect position. So here, my musty was in a perfect position, and that made the ball really powerful. So that's kind of all you have to do to have a good musty flick. You just need to be in the right position behind the ball. So that one was too close. So you can look at my musty flicks and see my failures. So let's say if I do this, guess what I did wrong there? Too far away from the ball. It hit more of the nose of my car. So you want to keep seeing how you've done stuff wrong and how you can readjust them. So that one there, that was good. But you're probably thinking, I've not got that much power on it. I want more power. Like, my musties can look like that all they want, but there's not much power. I think there's a few different areas for power. I mean, I can't really give you an exact answer because I'm not 100% sure either. But what I always have thought is the more speed you've got with the ball, the more power you'll get. For example, on this setup here, I'm going quite fast into the ball. So I'm going forwards quite fast here. And that means I have more power with the musty flick. Like that one, I was too late for the musty flick, but I still got a lot of power because I had a lot of speed beforehand. It's like here, I'm moving forwards with the ball. So there, I've got a lot of power because I'm moving with the ball. This doesn't mean you can't not get power with just normal ceiling shots, but it means that you can't get as much power as easily. It's like there's a lot of power there because I've got a lot of speed going with the ball. So maybe with your ceiling shots, you can kind of angle it forwards a bit so the ball is moving faster already. So that means you can get more power. I would also say boosting. Like here, I'm boosting backwards a tiny bit. You can see how I'm readjusting my car. Once you've learned how far away from the ball you need to be, you can keep on readjusting away from the ball with boost. A lot of people go straight to the ball here and they don't know how to readjust and they end up doing that. You want to learn how to boost upwards and away from the ball, just like this. So that boost is really important. So now I've told you how to do the musty flick. Now I'm going to tell you the common mistakes everyone makes and how to do them yourself. Not how to do the mistakes yourself, but how to do the musty. So first of all, I talked about this bit before in the last one, but if you hit the back of your car like that, that means that you're too close to the ball and you want to position your car a bit further back. And you can do that. You can position your car further back by either boosting away from the ball, like look at my boost here. I'm boosting away from the ball. I mean, I still hit the back of my car there, but as you can see, I am boosting away from the ball there to make the perfect position. Or what you can do is just not go as far towards the ball. But I've got muscle memory to boost away from the ball, so I'd definitely recommend you do as well. Like here, I'm boosting away from the ball a bit to make sure that I don't hit the back of my car. So the next thing I will say is you don't want to hit the nose of your car here. That means that you're too far away from the ball. This does still work in a lot of cases. Like a lot of musty flicks do still work if you're too far away from the ball, but that can always happen. So I'd recommend trying not to learn this. You do see people do these touches when they're underneath the ball and get tons of height. But I would recommend, if you're learning it, not to practice hitting the nose of the car like that. If you're hitting the nose of your car, then you want to get closer to the ball, like that. But you can always have that as an option, to hit the nose of your car, because it can get lots of power sometimes. Like that one there, that was quite far out and I still got good power. So if anything, I would always recommend to be try and be further out on your Musty Flicks than further in, if you understand what I mean. Because I'd rather hit the nose of my car than I would hit the back of my car, because you can still get good power and height like that if you hit the nose of your car. So as I said, just go a tiny bit closer to the ball and you should be all good. Like there. I mean, that was too close. I'm hoping you can see the mistakes as well whilst I'm doing these. I'm hoping you can see that I'm too close, too far away, or if it's a good Musty Flick. It's like that. That was too close to the ball because it hit the back of my car. So another thing I'm going to say now. A lot of people, they wait for the ball to drop a lot like that. If you've got good Musty Flicks, you can still do them well. But you want to Musty Flick as soon as possible. The longer you wait to Musty Flick, the worse your Musty will be. So I would always recommend not to wait tons of time like this and then Musty, as your Musty's going to be so low down, it's just going to be rubbish. You want it before the ball is travelling downwards, just like that. And that's the best way to Musty Flick. There's not too much else to cover about with Musty Flick mistakes. It's mainly just the position behind the ball. And you want to also be in line with the ball as well, obviously. So I'm not like right up here. But I think that's more common sense. You want to be in line with the ball in your Musty Flick. But the main part is not to hit the back of your car like that. Or hit the nose of your car. You want to keep on readjusting your car until it's perfect. And having the ball in the air whilst you Musty Flick. This might mean that you need to work on your ceiling shots more, so you've got the best setup possible, because your setup probably does suck and it probably goes down here. And then from here you just cannot Musty Flick at all. So you work on your ceiling shots, work on your position, and work on your getting to the ball quickly, and that's everything. So if you found it helpful, like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.